Hey, welcome to the channel Living in Alabama. My name is Jonathan Averett. If this is your first time finding the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you're looking to know something about Alabama. Throughout the state, I talk about Mobile, Birmingham, Montgomery, Huntsville, and other areas around. Today we're going to be talking about Mobile and some of the areas around there. I'm going to show you the top 5 suburbs to live at in Mobile. If you're thinking about moving to Mobile, we're going to hop in the map. I'm going to show you some different streets. I'm going to show you some houses and kind of what you get as far as price range. We're going to talk about some of the different things that are going on in the neighborhood and kind of give you an idea as far as traffic wise and things like that getting around in Mobile. So I look forward to talking to you soon. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and let's get started. Right, so let's talk about the top 5 suburbs of Mobile County, Alabama, according to niche.com. And I'll drop that in the comments below so you can kind of check these out on your own. These are statistics and things that Niche kind of does the research on and pulls the data and just kind of ranks it according to their standards. So if you take a look at the right over here, you'll see Google Maps, and this will kind of give you an idea about the overall area of Mobile and kind of where things are going to fall. Right here on the bay, it's really kind of a cool area. I grew up in Mobile County, and actually, whenever I say that, all the way at the top, right here where it says Citronelle highlighted right now, I guess that's a beer. I'm not sure, but that's where I was born and raised right there. So I spent a lot of time traveling back and forth to Mobile. You know, we actually drove this far to get groceries. Right, that's actually like a 30-minute drive. So from Citronelle to Saraland, Mobile, it's about 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes with traffic. We'd hop on Highway 45 right here and drive all the way in. But for today, we're not going to go out that far. We're not going to get into rural areas. It's just the suburbs around Mobile to kind of give you an idea. So with that being said, let's hop in and dive on down here to number 5. Number 5 is Theodore, Alabama. So let's take a look on the map. Let's show you kind of where Theodore's at before we go over anything major, I guess. Theodore's down here, come down south, right here. Kind of the actual city limits, you see that right there. It doesn't really touch the water, but you're pretty much right there on the river right here that leads into the Gulf. So you're really close to the water, I guess. A lot of fresh seafood down there per se, right? It's a smaller town, 6,000, a little more than 6,000 right there. We can see 6334, still in Mobile County. Kind of gives a suburban, rural mix. So you're not really in the city, but you're kind of outside. Remember where we're at. Mobile's back up here, and that's probably less than 30 minutes to get in there, especially with the interstate. You can probably be there in 15 minutes probably, but you're really close to the water. Small town area, 6,300 right there. If you're coming in and you're moving, probably not on the top of the list to move to, unless you're really excited about being close to the water. You see right there where it says own to rent. People just born there and they grow up there, right? Not a lot of rental properties going on and stuff like that. Median home value 114,000. We'll take a look at some houses here in a minute. That way you can kind of have an idea what the pricing is like down here, stuff like that. And you can see as far as Theodore rankings, they also niche ranks them in different areas too. So you can look at like a lot of different stuff, schools, cost of living, and everything. And they put the top 3 where they're at. And it says right here, suburbs with the lowest cost of living in Alabama, number 30. So you can really get, a lot for your money out here. Just cost of living is really, really effective, apparently, it looks like. Most drivers, most diverse. So you're kind of right there in the middle as far as in Alabama. It's not really on the top end and really not close to the bottom end either. So you're almost right in the middle. Best suburb to buy a house in Alabama, 67 of 95. So not necessarily up to the top, but decent, I would say, probably. Let's see if we can get some more rankings here. America, 721 out of 60 to 79. It gives you a lot of different stuff. So definitely hop down in the comments and you can see a lot of this stuff in here, right? So let's click out of that right there and go back. I want to go back. Mobile. Let's check out just Mobile. Just as far as Mobile County, you can see it's really a nice area, right? I guess that's why we're in the top 5 now. Lowest cost of living, lowest cost of living, most diverse place, best suburb to buy a house in Mobile County. I guess I was looking for more than that, but that's all it gives us right here. So let's go back, and then we'll scroll down. Then we'll hop over there and take a look at some of the houses. And you see, there's not enough population to really give you any kind of idea as far as crime and stuff like that. Just doesn't even rank, right? And right here, as far as diversity, B plus. A lot of you see over here 65 plus. It really is just older people, right? People that are young just don't do a lot of moving in here, right? Professionals and things like that, because actually closer, it's outside of the city, and you're really close to the water down there. You can see the education level right up there too. So let's zoom in a little closer so we can see some of the businesses and things that are kind of in the city. I say city, in the town here, town of Theodore. So you can see Tractor Supply. I don't know if you ever actually applied to work there, right? I had a job offer from Tractor Supply. I mean, if you live in Alabama, Tractor Supply is a pretty nice little store, to be honest with you. But I digress. But it really is. You know what? Let's just hop in there. You know what? Who doesn't want to see Tractor Supply, right? They have just about anything. I don't think you can buy tractors from there, right? So I don't want to tell you that. But it's almost like a hardware store, right? There's so much stuff to do. Welding tools, outdoor and seasonal, garden. So it's like maybe I don't want to say man stuff because they have a lot of stuff in here, but you can kind of get the idea, right? Uh, Dog food. So you don't have to go to Petco, right? You can come here and get all your dog food stuff. Um, uh, Lots of dog stuff. Wow, they have a huge pet area. I didn't know that, right? I had no idea they had this much pet stuff there, but apparently this is really unbelievable, right? Also, you can pick up a kayak while you're there. You can get you some boots, potting soil, and they also have price match guarantee, right? Okay, so this video is not a Tractor Supply company. Thanks. Let's get out of that. Okay, that was too much not to share, but I digress. All right, so let's, where are we at? Theodore. Okay, so let's click back on there and let's get the red line because I want to show you where the red line's at, right? I want to kind of keep you on the map. So we got Tractor Supply up there. Some of the neighborhoods right here, they've got a campground. So if you have RVs, people will be coming through here, right? People come down here all the time because we're so close to the water, right? You're going to be right there sitting on the water. Local Winn-Dixie. Of course, it's the marketplace there. A couple businesses, things of that nature. Back on this side, the industrial park, right, which is actually outside, but you're really close right there. Right here on the water, so there's a creek. Let's hop in here. Come on, Tim, jump out. So let's put Tim out here so you can kind of see, get an idea. And this might even be a rental place right here, right? So this kind of gives you, we're getting ahead of myself here, but here's some of the houses, right? And there's probably a creek right over there that runs down there. So I don't know if it's big enough for boats. It didn't look like it would be, but just kind of give you an idea. It really is kind of a small town feel, right? All the yards are going to be pretty much like this. You got a nice front yard, and the backyard's really nice. They got like, it's like a greenhouse set up back there and theirs. But you have land to kind of come in on, right? You're not in the city. You're not, you know, you're going to need to cut grass, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you, right? You're not going to have a small front yard. It's going to take you a few extra minutes to get outside and cut the grass on the weekends. But you see people have travel trailers sitting in their front yard. So it really is kind of a hometown feel, right? And that goes back to the demographics also. People, they just live here and they grew up here, right? Not a lot of stuff to do as far as, you know, walking areas. You don't have like a dog walking trail here, right? You just take your dogs out and go do your stuff, right? Because this is kind of like, I don't want to say country, but we're not really close to the city, right? Remember that? So some of those things you're going to get closer in, you're just not going to get here. So there's the RV resort we were talking about earlier. Small businesses, things like that. Racetrack. It's not a racetrack. Yeah, it's like a racetrack thing, something like that. Little deal right there. Small church, you know, Baptist church there. Athletic association. They do have their own high school. Theodore High School is here also. It's not a larger school because, you know, there's only like 6,000 people, I guess, at or in the town that live here. So small town feel. People know, you know, people here. You're going to meet outline right there. You can see what's for sale right down here. There's not a whole lot on the south end right now. Excuse me. There's really only 26 listings, right? And probably not all of those. So you've got some that might be new. That's D.R. Horton. So there's a new construction, right? See where it says 9 homes? So somewhere in here, they're actually got a new construction. D.R. Horton puts houses up like crazy. So yeah, look, that's not even finished. I'm sure it probably is now, but because a lot of times Zillow is just out of Boykin Park right there. So ball fields, right? If you're in Theodore and you got kids, so they're basically building them right there by the ball field. So that's actually going to be a pretty nice area, I'm sure, once they're finished with it. So kind of give you an idea there. But for things that are already existing, right? Some of the people that have lived here and they're just selling, you can kind of get an idea what the price range is going to be, right? You can get new houses right there for $250. But if you want to move out a little further, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, that's $149, $150. Some more new construction there in the same area. And those are going to be probably the most of the houses. But if you're on the upper end of the housing market in Theodore, for $395,000, you can get this one right here, 3-bedroom, 4-bath, over 2,000 square feet. And I'm sure it's really close to the water also, right? You're going to be somewhere right there closer to the water for that price and that size. So you can see right there, it's got a water view. Yeah. Actually, no, that's not water view. Might be one of the creeks. I thought that was water, but it's not. That's actually the shed in the background. But they are close to a little waterway right there. It might be something super small. Some of these waterways, they kind of taper off. If you get down real close, you can see how it comes out of the Dog River right there and it just runs right along the edge. So that actually is on the waterway right there. You might be able to get a boat in there. I might go back out. I might be wrong there. I'm sure you can park it somewhere and drive. There's got to be boat launches somewhere in there. But Theodore, smaller town, 390 is going to be towards the top, I'm sure. But in the mid hundreds, 250s, 200, you can get a nice house out there. There's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath right there for $279. But so it just kind of gives you an idea. Small town feel. You're relatively, as far as Mobile County, you're kind of on the outside of it. It's the suburbs. It's a little further out. And then you kind of get an idea about what to expect there as far as the household income, and things like that. So Tillman's Corner is number 4 on the list from niche.com. And overall rating still getting the B. But let's take a look. And I want to show you the map again, kind of give you an idea. You can see right here, we just talked about Theodore that was a little bit to the southeast right there. And then with Tillman's Corner, we're going to move just basically hop across the interstate, right? There's a little bit on this side, but for the most part, it is across the interstate there. These lines are kind of, some, like right now we're on Google, Zillow will have a little different, and everybody has a little bit different line, but kind of basically you just hop across the interstate more or less, right? So you're still the same distance from downtown. A little further away from the water there, which obviously isn't that far, maybe a few minutes, but you're also kind of getting back up towards, this is just really more towards the rural side of the town as far as things like that, as far as where actually the line is located at. But overall, B, you can see the population is just pretty much almost 3 times as much as what Theodore was. Theodore had a little bit more than 6,000. Tillman's Corner has almost 18,000, right? 17,500 right there. It offers residents a sparse suburban feel. Most residents own their own home. A lot of parks, stuff like that. Many families live in Tillman's Corner. Residents tend to lean conservative. And I would say that's probably the truth for real, down towards Mobile and or on the outer side of it, 100%. You can see right there, rent to own. Now you're getting a little bit more of a rental area in here, right? It was almost down towards 20 just across the interstate in Theodore. So median home value was higher than Theodore, 114,000 there. National is 217. So cost of living is still great. You get a lot of money. You get a lot of bang for your buck. You can see right here the line is a little bit different than what Google has it, but still you're just basically right across the interstate there. As far as the rankings, you can see right here diverse. Number 5 out of 95, right? And Theodore was much lower than that. Most diverse place to live in Alabama is 14 out of 281. Suburbs with the lowest cost of living, number 26. So you can see how the cost of living is higher over here, but still affordable compared to other places in Alabama, especially down in Mobile County. Then you got your education level, the age of people. You can see right here, kind of, we're getting back down towards younger age right there. Still kind of low on the low end, 18, 24, but more towards middle age there, I would say 35, 25. Those are still younger, right? I'm in the 45 category almost, so I shouldn't say that. But at any rate, you kind of get an idea. It's kind of a younger crowd across the interstate there. Then you got median household incomes below the national, 44,701 there. Multiple schools, middle school, magnet school, Clarkshaw, really good school there, things like that. Science and math, didn't have that over in Theodore. They still, there's reference to places that are like this, obviously, Theodore, Sims, a little bit further north, Loxley, Creola. We didn't read the reviews for Theodore. I hate that. We should go back, but we'll skip it this time, though. I'll probably make a video specifically for Theodore. That way you can get some other ideas. But just as far as what people are saying, it says this is a very big family atmosphere in Mobile, Alabama. So really family, not close to downtown, things like that. You've got room around it. We'll take a look at some houses here in a minute. But just kind of a family atmosphere, I guess you could say. All my neighbors have pets. So if you're up with dogs barking all hours of the night, this might be the place for you. I shouldn't say that. I've got kids and they scream all the time. So I digress. So that kind of gives you a feel about where it's at as far as the area, what it was compared to Theodore, much larger suburb. And as far as the houses go, remember we were 395, got us on the river down there. There was a new subdivision in Theodore. I'm sure they're finished with that now, but you can see right here, still price-wise, still relatively the same, right? 234 gets you a nice 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Still getting there at 150. So houses are really affordable. So you're not going to find anything here that's $500,000 basically, right? 279 right there, and these are older homes. Been on the market for a little while. 184,000 right there. 299. That's one of the upper ends, so that's a newer one. That's a pretty big house too. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, almost 2,500 square feet. Wow, 7-bedroom, 4-bath. That's got to be like some kind of a multi-family, right? Maybe that's a duplex or something. I didn't know that was on there, but there's the rental properties. Remember we talked about that. So you can kind of see 150 to 250 get you a really nice place down there, affordable. Right there almost looks like a garden home. Cheyenne Street North in Theodore, Alabama. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. So nice home, right? For $234,000. Probably a really nice neighborhood. Look at the backyards. You're going to be cutting grass if you live in Tillman's Corner. Remember that. So if you like cutting grass, lots of places, opportunities. So let's hop in there. Let's put Tim. Let's grab Tim. Where you at, Tim? Hop in here. All right. Let's go to Google Maps. Tim's not in Zillow. All right, so let's hop back in here and we'll see some of the streets and neighborhoods and things like that. Kind of give you an idea of what's going on. And you can see what is in Tillman's Corner. Everybody's got a Walmart. There's a Walmart everywhere in Mobile County. I mean, you're going to find them. There's actually a Starbucks. There's not a Starbucks across the road. I guarantee you that. So if you like Starbucks, Tillman's Corner, you can hang out there in the mornings. Swing by Lowe's there and pick up your stuff and go home and work on your garden and stuff like that, right? I need to be doing that, matter of fact. So for sure, because it's nice. Actually, right now it's like 70 degrees, I think. And I'm lying to you. It's 46 degrees here right now. Oh, man, I'm way off track here. Seafood. I can guarantee you that's fresh seafood, right? Because remember, you're right here on the water. You can probably go in there and pick you up a couple pounds of shrimp, take them home, peel them, and boil them, and you're set, right? Tweet shop. I don't know what that is. That is so interesting. Maybe some kind of an auto shop or something like that. I've got another story once we get back up in North Mobile about radios. You don't care about that. All right, come on, Tim, hop in here. Where's Tim at? This way you can kind of get an idea. See if we can't find some neighborhood right there. Yeah, let's hop in here, right here. You can see another camper. We've seen like 5 campers. We've only been like 2 neighborhoods. So this is one of the older areas right here. Plenty of area. If you like cutting grass, you're going to get it. Let's go out here and you're going to see this looks like a newer subdivision, right? They do this, right? They find these plots of land and they just fill them up with these really nice homes. Oh, what happened there? Back up, back up, back up. Go forward. I wonder if they changed something there. Yeah, you can see right there. So nice homes. Go up the hill. I really want to get you a good vision. So these are nicer homes, right? newer subdivision, plenty of room in the front for the kids to come hang out. I'm sure the backyards are nice too. You're not far from the water, right? You're still on the other side of the interstate and things like that, but you do get the Starbucks, and you do get subdivisions like that across the road here in Tillman's Corner. So Happy Tail Seafood. If you love seafood and you're looking for a nice place to, it's not really close to downtown and things like that, and this is a really good area. Another campground, right? There's campgrounds everywhere down because people just come for the winter time and they bring their RVs down here and they just live it up away from the north, right? Another RV park right there, right? I'm not sure what this park, that place is on fire. Let's check that out. I don't know what that is. Boykin Park. Oh, it's a baseball field. That's what it is. Yeah, so lots of little league stuff going on here, right? Look at this. You got kids. I'm not sure who that guy is, but he's at the ball field right there. So that's his daughter, maybe. I'm not sure if his name is Tom or what, but yeah, he's on Google. So if you're watching this time, all right, we made it to number 3, which is Sims, Alabama. So let's take a look and give you an idea of kind of where it's at on the map. And you see these lines right here. It's really kind of sparse the way they've got laid out, but just for our purposes, we're pretty much going to use that whole area right there. So let's back out. And what we've done is Sims, we've crept up to the west, northwest of Mobile. Right? Mobile is right there. We started out down here in Theodore, close to the water. For 5, 4 was Tillman's Corner. And for 3, we jumped all the way up here to the northwest part of Mobile. So you're a little bit further out of downtown Mobile, and now you're definitely away from the water. So you're going to lose all of the bay and the river type areas that you had from Theodore and Tillman's Corner. But according to niche.com, this ranks higher than those two. So let's dive in and take a look. Before we go that route, let's take a look at some of the reviews. I always like to read these. So let's hop all the way down to the bottom right here, just so you can get an idea. Skip all the good stuff. Don't peek. All right, so let's take a look. Let's just take a look at the lower ones. I always like to read the low ones because it's an awesome place. But let's take a look and read some of the bad stuff, right? These are only 3 stars, so it can't be that bad, right? It says, I live in Sims pretty much my whole life. This is my home. I feel safe and comfortable here. I love my small town. And that's exactly what you get is a small town feel. These suburbs outside of Mobile. Here's another one. I would like to see more popular businesses and eateries. There are old buildings, facilities that should be replaced with newer ones. School system should include a private education institution. That way they have an option of attending public or private, so there's no private schools there as of 2018. I love the fact that Mobile Public Library is located in Sam. So there's a plus right there, right? So the Mobile County Public Library is right there. So if you love reading books, you've got kids, you're right there next to the largest, best library in Mobile County. So let's hop back out. Let's go back to the top. Don't peek, don't peek, don't peek. All right, so you've had an opportunity to check out the map. It's kind of where you're at over there. It's an overall, according to niche.com, is a B. Public schools kind of lacking here, so there's better schools around, especially because there's not a private school in the area. Housing A minus, good for families. Diversity, pretty diverse for the area. Zero nightlife, it looks like C plus. So you have to get closer into the city to get any nightlife. There's just not a whole lot out here. Maybe some small local bars and stuff like that if you're looking for a nightlife. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. Jobs B, cost of living is A minus. Not a lot of health places. Commute is, you're just getting outside of the city, so those things are really going to go away the further you get out. Super small town here compared to Tillman's Corner. We're back around the same population as Theodore. A little over 5,000 here, so it's a smaller area. Suburban, rural mix feel, so you're going to have some open areas. You can find a house with some land out here, a couple acres, stuff like that. Another conservative part of Mobile County. So if you're really a Donald Trump fan, you're going to fit right in out here, I think. And of course, you take a look at your rent-own People lived here all their life. It's just not a lot of rental properties out in this area. Median home value 150. Then you can see on down here, we talked about the map already. And suburbs with the lowest cost of living, number 18. So very affordable area in Alabama. Best suburbs to buy a house in Alabama. Number 32 out of 95. Best places to buy a house in Alabama. Definitely number 49 out of 281. So it's a nice area, right? We're all the way up to number 3 now in Mobile County. So not enough population to really give a crime and safety report on. You can see right here the age, a few more younger people compared to Tillman's Corner and Theodore, but still heavily towards 65 and older, right? People grew up here. It was a new neighborhood back then. People moved in, and now it's just kind of people been there for their whole lives. So not a whole lot of new stuff coming in. 49 is the median household income. Of course, cost of living, you can get a lot for your money out there. So keep that in mind, right? And then we talked about them not having a private school. There's a Christian academy, but I'm not sure if that's, I'm sure that's not the full school. You can't go through 12 and graduate there. But so other places, we're actually almost over. You see here, we're getting close to Mississippi now, right? So we got Sims, and you go through Wilmer, and then you're in Mississippi. So we're leaving Alabama at this point. We talked about the reviews, so let's take a look at what you can get housing-wise in Sims, right? So let's hop over here. Now we're in Zillow. You can see 150,000 right there, 229. Really, you can get a really lot of house for $200,000 in Sims, right? Nice house there. The video, so it's only been on one day. I bet they don't have the pictures of it, right? I wonder why they didn't take pictures, but oh well, that's part of the process, right? But you can kind of see 220 out there. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,600 square feet, 220,000. So this will give you an idea, kind of what it's like to live out from the city, right? This is an older home. It looks like they are not. I thought that was 320. I misread that. But this is probably somebody that has passed away and now they've inherited the home, to be honest with you, if you don't know the truth. Still, that's a huge house, 3,600 square feet. That's a lot of house, right? D.R. Horton, so there's a new subdivision right here, probably already built or almost finished, right there on the line. 235, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. These are larger homes. Got a lot of land out there, unless you're in one of these D.R. Horton homes. 189,000 right there. Little garden homes closer down here towards the city. See, we're getting back towards the city there. So 315,000. So still a lot of opportunity there. 150 is going to get you a little further out on the outskirts. There's a 139, looks like a mobile home there. So just kind of give you an idea there. We're a little bit further out of Mobile. People live out here and they drive in and they live in Mobile all the time. So as far as price range, you're down on the low end of the hundreds now. You can get into a house out there and you're not going to get much above 290. There's a 366 there. Those are new homes. So a new home subdivision right there. All the other stuff is kind of older homes. So you have a lot of land out there if you want to look in that route. So kind of out. Let's dive in here and see what's actually in Sims. And they talk about not a lot of nightlife. And they've always got a Walmart Supercenter in every place in Alabama, so don't worry about that. Prep school right there, elementary school, not prep school. Fireworks, a AAA wholesale, so you can get you a car there, funeral home, church. Small town feel, kind of outside of the city. So that's number 3. Let's take a look and see what number 2 is. Satsuma, Alabama. So if you've been following along, you've made it this far in the video, we're actually going to go north of Mobile now. Some of the things we've covered so far has been all down south. We'll hop on the map right here and I'll show you that to get started. before we talk about anything else in Satsuma. So to the left over here, I've got niche.com again, which is where we're getting all the information from as far as the data and why we're ranked number 2 on the list. And to the right, we've got Zillow. I'm going to show you some houses. And of course, Google Maps will zoom in and kind of take a look at the streets and put time out there so you can kind of like see what the houses look like as far as the streets go. So, like I said, we are on the north side of Mobile. If we zoom out right here, you can see that Satsuma's right up here. We're talking about Sims, Tillman's Quarter, and Theodore, which is all down south of the city of Mobile, down around here. But now we're all the way back up to the top here and talking about Satsuma, number 2 on the list. So let's scroll back up here to niche.com again. All this information is available on niche.com. The data that I'm talking about today. It explains why it's ranked number 2. You can see right here, overall is B+. Public schools are really awesome. The town is actually kind of moderate as far as the size, 6,100, a little more than 6,100 right there. As far as the town of Satsuma, or the city of Satsuma, I should say. Housing is a great place, a good place to buy. Nightlife, not on nightlife. You're kind of out more towards open areas here, so there's not a whole lot of things to do in the evening and stuff like that. So you'd have to move closer to the city, that obviously, but at any rate, you get this, serenity of being kind of outside of the city and stuff like that. Good school system, a little over 6,000. The median home value is 155, well below the national average, but you're going to see you get a little more for your money the further you move out. You can see right here to where the ownership and the rent, people just grow up in this town, right? Whenever I was a kid, I remember playing baseball all-stars in Satsuma, and I remember just the most awesomest baseball team they had, right? And I'm sure awesomeness is not a word, but I was 12 whenever I played ball down there, and I can tell you right now, the kids look like they were 15 years old. So I don't know what they feed their kids in Satsuma, but believe me, awesome all-stars back in the day. So I'm sure these kids have grown up now and probably still live there and moved out. But it looks like they probably still live there because there's not a whole lot of rental properties, right? People are born there and they just wind up growing up having kids and they die there. You can see about the school rankings we're talking about right there. Suburbs with the best school, public school in Alabama, way towards the top there. Again, right there, best suburb to buy a house in Alabama, way to the top. It's very quiet out there. You get a little land with your property. You can see the national averages still at the top there also. Alabama, obviously in the top there in Mobile County, it's just towards the tippy top. So really great place to live, Mobile County. And we're going to scroll down a little bit more. They've got enough to show about crimes. Look right there, 32. Robberies, 32 out of 135. Like I say, this is one of those places where you can just basically almost leave your doors open at night, right? Just not a lot of crime out in this area. You can see right here as far as the age, heavy on the top end as far as the demographics go. Some college degree, not a whole lot of education the further out you get. I think you can hear my kids in the background, but hey, that's life, right? Medium household income. You can see it's a little bit above the national average right there, based on employee rates, according to niche.com right there. School systems, see right there, Satsuma High School is really a phenomenal place. Hey, there's Cincinnati High School. I went there. Well, they're way out in the country. So private schools, I can have a Christian school there, but I'm not 100% sure about that as far as the ratings go. Of course, we talked about Tillman's Quarter earlier, Sims also, and let's take a look at some of the reviews. I always like to read the bad ones, but I don't really see any bad ones here, right? It just says average. We've got one average, needs more entertainment, more parks, and they just said need a better school system, so I'm not 100% sure about that. This has been a while. It's kind of old, but I'm sure they've come a long way since 2015. But yeah, you're kind of outside of the city, so there's not a whole lot of parks and things. I mean, it's just wide open. They are on the river. We'll show you that in a minute whenever we hop over to the Google Maps. But that's just the worst review I guess you can get out of the whole bunch there, right? The rest of them are excellent. It says Satsuma is a great town to live in and very family-friendly school adherence system. The schools here in Satsuma are excellent, and that was back in 2020, so not too long ago, as you can see that right there. So that's the data. Let's hop over here to the right-hand side of the screen and take a look at the actual map. Satsuma, we're going away there. Where are we at? Oh, we're up top. Oh, here we are. All the way up top. Remember, we're back to the north side of Mobile County now. We started out here on the south side, Tillman's Corner and Theodore down there, and now we're all the way back up here to the northern side, tippy top. Just between Creola and Saraland right here is Satsuma. But you can see, we talked about the river, and I told you it kind of run up here. And there's actually, if you have a boat, this is a good place. We used to travel over to this river right here all the time. Further north up past Creola is where we docked. But lots of river activity. So if you enjoy being on the river, this is a good opportunity to find a spot closer to the river. You can see it runs all the way right there. A lot of these houses right here, they're real close by. So you've got docks and landings and stuff like that. So there's Cypress Landing right there. So you can see, you can come in there and actually launch your boat at places like this. So let's back up. I didn't lose the map. No. But you can see right here, the interstate's all the way over here. It's kind of industrial over here on this side of Satsuma. A lot of businesses and stuff like that over here, churches and just things for people traveling through the area. But over here on the Highway 43, this is where, kind of like downtown Satsuma is, I guess you could say. There's a high school right there. Some of the local businesses, the courthouse, things like that. But you can see, let's see if we can jump in here and see some of the houses. Grab Tim. Maybe this is a place where we can see some houses. Yeah, you can see. You just get some land out here, right? I mean, pretty good front yard compared to other places in the city. Houses are a little bit older. They really don't have a lot of, new housing developments out this far. Not a whole lot of stuff like that going on. These people have lived here pretty much their whole life. And you can see kind of the neighborhood kind of reflects that right where we're at right now. This is closer to downtown. But if you move on out a little bit here, you can see, let's get up here in this area right here. Drop Tim over here. You can see some of the different types of houses. Maybe get a different perspective. Still kind of the same neighborhood, right? It's just almost like you're riding in a movie, right? You got trees all around. These houses look to be a little newer. You can see that one right there in the brick. Just really nice. Look how green that grass is, right? But just a great place to raise your kids, right? Small town atmosphere. You're right here on the highway. You can kind of easy access. You're in downtown Birmingham, probably within about 30 minutes. So let's take a look and see what is actually on the market right now for Satsuma, Alabama. You can kind of get an idea about the price range, kind of what you can expect up here on the northern end of Mobile County. Let's zoom in a little further. You can start seeing the prices there now. 188 up to like 400,000. So for 188,000, you can get 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This one's almost 2,000 square feet. Probably an older home. You can see right there. Looks like somebody has recently moved out. Maybe it was a parent, passing it down to the child, or maybe they just maybe they bought a newer house or somewhere else. But that's only 187,000 right there, 2,000 square feet, and that's back up here, right on the highway. So this is where all the main stuff happens right here in Satsuma. Move a little further out. These are probably newer houses over here. 400,000. What do you get for 400,000? Looks like 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,400 square feet. So looks like they've got a lot of new updates in here, fresh paint, stuff like that. Garden tub. Wow, check out that island. That's pretty nice, huh? Of course, as far as the outside of the house, you're going to have a pretty good backyard and things like that. I'm sure the front yard is about the same. So that just kind of gives you an idea, right? You're in between 200 and 400,000, as far as, and you see there's no houses back up here really, right? We talked about being an industrial area, so it really is kind of more towards the rivers where the actual living goes. This actually looks like a log home, doesn't it? Wow. Okay, 320. They actually increased the price right there. That's interesting. But that's Satsuma, Alabama right there, right? So that's number 2. And let's go ahead and move forward to number 1. Live is Saraland, Alabama. Let's hop in here and take a look and find out exactly where we're at. So we're still on the north end side of Mobile, Alabama. You can see right here, we just left Satsuma, which was actually north of Saraland. Remember, we started out all the way at the bottom down here, Sims, Theodore, Tillman's Corner. And if you're still with me, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can get notified whenever I drop the next videos. And stay to the end of this one. You'll see some upcoming stuff too. You can hop over and watch those right now. So number 1, overall niche grade is the A-. Excuse me. Schools are still awesome, right? Housing is good, good for families. You're kind of wide open. Saraland has a little bit more of a city than Satsuma does, and you'll see that here is coming up soon. You can also see that there's a little more than 14,000 people in Saraland as opposed to about 6,100 in Satsuma. Housing is awesome. Good. Let's take a look at the report card also. You can see the cost of living is a little bit high here. Well, actually, it is higher here in Saraland for sure. Crime and safety is a little bit worse than what it was in Satsuma. You move closer into the city. They have nightlife here. There's a lot of things going on in Saraland as far as growth and things like that compared to Satsuma. Population right there, we just went over that, 14,000. 149 is the median home value, which is actually a little bit lower than Satsuma. You can see there's a few more rental properties here in Satsuma, or in Saraland as opposed to Satsuma. We talked about the map already. You can see right here the school system is 14 of 95 in Alabama as far as being the best. So phenomenal school system here. Matter of fact, they just built a brand new school within the last, 5 to 10 years. Football stadium is amazing. The grounds are unbelievable. Just a phenomenal school, right? 16 out of 191. Best suburbs to buy. Housing is number 20 out of 95. Matter of fact, in Saraland. So you can see some of the crimes a little higher here. Robberies and things like that are higher according to the national rates. So one thing you want to consider, I want you to be safe, right? So keep that in mind. As I go through these things, I want to show you the good things and some of the negative things. So keep all that in mind, right? Diversity, you can see right here as far as the age goes and things like that. It's a little bit younger crowd as opposed to Satsuma. I'm sure that's got a lot to do with the brand new school system there and things of that nature. A lot of things for young couples and young families to move into Saraland and take advantage of all those great things. Education level is still about the same. As far as work in Saraland, you're closer. There's more jobs there. It's actually a B. And you can see the school system there, pretty much just A across the board. I don't even know if they got a private school. Of course, looks like they do. But the public school systems are just off the chart there. You can see we already talked about Tillman's Corner and Sims earlier and Satsuma. Okay, I like to read these reviews, right? We're to the review section, so if you made it this far, this is what you want to hear right here. I like these poor ones and terrible ones because I like to see what people say. There's no nightlife options. Well, you're outside of the city, so keep that in mind. I'm sure there's a local bar somewhere close by that you can hang out if that's something you're looking for. Poor. It's a very quiet place. There's not much to do around. There's only one high school in the area. We're in the Bible Belt, so there aren't a lot of options for nightlife. Our city needs bigger shopping. They actually got a super huge Walmart there, so if you're, shop a lot at Walmart. Actually, the school is pretty close to Walmart, I think. And then they gave, if you want a job, it will most likely be with food. I got to tell you what, there's not a lot of industry there, so I can probably say there's a lot of fast food joints there too. Of course, excellent outweighs the terrible, but I just want you to hear those terrible things, right? Because it's more important for me to be transparent about the situation rather than say, oh, things are great. Come live here, come buy a house. So you need to hear both sides, right? Somebody said they've been there for 22 years and they loved every moment of it. So let's hop over here now, and we are going to actually zoom in and kind of show you some of the stuff over here, right? So we're in the northern part, and you can see right here it kind of stretches out a little bit further. Satsuma was right here. It pretty much was that space right there. It's almost twice the size, right? So you see the interstate runs right through it, and also Highway 43 keeps going through Satsuma, and it runs right through Saraland also. You can see there's the Walmart Supercenter right there, and I think the high school, yeah, there it is right there. It's actually right on the interstate. So, it's really kind of amazing. Let's see if we can drop Tim in there. He can show us some stuff. They didn't finish it, but we can see right here. All right, you can see the high school kind of from here. No, you can't. This was actually before they built it, so you really can't see a whole lot of stuff, but this is actually a brand new school. That's right there, says May of 2016, so that's kind of, when they finished it up, somewhere around that area, you can just get a general idea. I wonder if we can see a satellite view. If I can zoom in there and kind of, yeah, okay. Oh, no, go back, satellite. Yeah, so you see right here, Spartan Stadium. Unbelievable facilities they have built here. Brand new football stadium. And that's really a top of the line. There's not a better football stadium for high schoolers in the state of Alabama. It's really phenomenal. And then, of course, there's Walmart right there. So you swing by and you get your milk and you drop your kids off to school, which high schoolers are probably driving anyway. So let's get back to the map here so I can see. All right, so we've talked about the high school right there, and you can see some of the things over here. You're still on the river, right? We talked about the river too. So if you're in the boating, there's a lot of options for you as far as what the houses look like, stuff like that. So older neighborhoods here. This is actually right on the water, right? You can see these are smaller houses, but still a community atmosphere, right? It really is kind of a you get that small town feel. That actually looks vacant. All right, so right there on the water, small river, right? It's not like some kind of bay area, right? You can't get to the bay from here. But you can see there's some local stuff right there in the Saraland area, and these are kind of all the downtown areas, right? You can see over here. Let's hop in right here, and you can see some of the houses. Just a small community, right? You're not gonna find anybody that's sitting on top of each other. It really is kind of, you got to cut your grass if you live out here, right? Let's stroll over here. There's Publix right there across the school. So this is actually, if you get back over here, it's more of a, spread out. You got more land over here and stuff like that. And we'll see if we can see some houses a little further out. That way you can kind of get an idea what it looks like over here, right? Newer houses. This is a newer subdivision compared to some of those stuff we just looked at. Still, the lots are really nice. Got to cut your grass right. So there's not a lot of parks out here and things to do. It really is just kind of an open area, kind of the same way as Saraland was. So let's hop over here now so you can actually see what the prices are on some of the houses here, right? So, all right, so over here by the water, we're at 305. So for $305,000, you can get a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, about 2,000 square feet there. Well, you never know what Zillow's going to throw at you. So I don't know why that's $305,000. Maybe there's a few lots or something. That's very surprising. All right, so 173 kind of gets you another house, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. This just kind of gives you an idea as far as price range and stuff like that. It looks like they've, recently redone the outside of that house right there, a new tin roof. You can see still got the yard and stuff like that. I mean, everybody has a shed, right? You're going to put your riding lawnmower stuff in there, so. And then back up here on the other side of the interstate, which is kind of back out, you can see some larger homes over here. This is a 5-bedroom, 3 house. That's a pretty big house. And this is a newer home, right? So some of these subdivisions are newer the further you get out. You can just kind of see right there. Really nice backyard. Plenty of things to do. But in Saraland, for $180,000, you're really not going to get, a lot of house out here. So. Because it is one of the more expensive areas. The school system is amazing. Lots of things going on here, especially being ranked the #1 area to live in Mobile County. So looks like there are sons of D.R. Horton right there. So I wonder where they're building. Okay, here we go. A new subdivision all the way up here right there. So you can see there are some houses, 321 to 180. I guess you can hear my kid in the background there, but we'll drive on. That's just life, right? Kids are part of life. But this is the #1 out of all 5 of them. So it went through all the way, started out down south, and we came all the way back around, all the way back up to Saraland. So stay tuned and check out some of the videos coming up right there. And I promise next time the kids might not be screaming. So